Hey guys, Brent Abernathy. Welcome to the Family First Life Gulf Coast team training call on Monday afternoon. Hope everybody's having a great day so far. Got a special guest with me. Evan Melcher's here with me today. We're going to talk real quick today about this is an exciting time um, in our business. It is every year. I see people every year between the first of the year and national convention, something clicks and it changes their financial future. It changes their business forever. Um, Everybody has that same opportunity to make this next month the biggest month of your business ever. It's whether or not we take advantage of all the opportunities that are there, and so I want to talk about that leading into convention. Family First Life National Convention is in Miami, February 2nd through the 5th. It's coming up quickly, and you have a choice to make. The easy choice would be to say, you know what? It's going to take time for me to get down there. It's going to cost money for me to get a flight, for hotel room, all that sort of stuff. And the easy decision would be to, I'm not going to go. Okay. But the right business decision is you need to go. You're not giving yourself an opportunity, the same opportunity. There's going to be over 12 to 15,000 people there getting knowledge, gaining knowledge that they're going to be able to use going forward in their business that you would be missing out on. So I don't think you're giving yourself a fair chance if you're not registered, if you don't have your flights booked, if you don't have your hotel booked. Like now, we got to get on it now because it will sneak up, and it's just going to be a huge time for everybody in the business. And I've got Evan on with me right now because I know he attended his first national convention back in 2020 in Vegas. And I know that he had written, what had you written? You had written maybe a couple of policies before you went to that convention. Is that right?
Yeah, I had been part-time, aka not really committed to buying leads up until then.
Right.
I just sold a couple here and there.
Okay. And so you go to national convention in Vegas and something happened. I know you probably had a light bulb or two moment, happen when you were in Vegas, because you came out of Vegas on fire and you haven't looked back since. And now you got an agency pushing 750,000 a month. You've written 600 grand on your own pen this year, like all that good stuff. But look back to that first conference that you went to and kind of pinpoint some specifics, that really made a difference. And you're like, yes, that's when my business changed forever.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a little off topic, but I think I've been super excited for this year because I know like every year I've gotten something out of it. Like the first year it was just, turning this into a legit job and taking it seriously, putting in real hours like I would as if I was working a 9 to 5. And then last year, I think what I got out of it was turning it more into a business. So stop being so afraid to invest into your business to grow it. So I'm excited to see what I learned from it this year, but I'm also really excited to have, a lot of our agents that are, they're excelling in some point of their business, but they need to take it, a next step up. And I think everybody's going to get that from going. Whether they're selling at a high level, maybe they'll learn how to turn it more into a business. Maybe they're not selling at that high of a level. All of a sudden, boom, they'll be cranking out 30, 40 grand a month. So obviously it's important to get here, but for me, I don't really think there's anything super deep other than it seemed more real actually meeting these people. And I mean, there were 4,000 people there, I think, that year. And I know there's gonna be like 4 or 5 times that this year. So I can only imagine, being one person in a room or at the stadium with 10, 15,000 other people around me. I know that for me, I kind of looked around and said, like, this opportunity is crazy and it's super real. What do I have to do to beat every single one of these people to get a bigger piece of that pie? I kind of just used competitive nature in me to work that angle. I don't know. I know like Kiefer, for example, she started in January of last year. So she was starting to sell a little bit part-time, and then she went to convention, in Kansas City. And I mean, the girl outsold, she did more than what I did my first year. So it's, I don't know if there's anything really super specific. It was just being around people and meeting some people. I remember specifically, I'm not going to name names. Me and Ty just realized who it was though, but there was a younger guy that we met in the elevator, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you guys working with FFL?" And we're like, "Yeah, yeah." And he's like, "Oh, I got an organization doing 40 grand a month." And he just was on top of the world. And me and Ty, I remember we got out of the elevator like, what? That like we need to smoke this punk. And I don't know. That was just one way we kind of looked at it. We just almost like if these guys are all doing this, really like we can do it 10 times better than them. Let's go get after it.
It's almost because you see people in person, and you mentioned it's real, and I think that that's a huge thing for a brand new agent, especially or somebody that's never been to convention, is now you get to meet other folks that are in the same business that you are, and in the same spots, trying to accomplish the same things, and it makes it real. And I think that's a huge thing from a belief standpoint, but it also, like, things like what you just talked about happen all the time. I remember, dude, one of my aha moments at a convention. I've been going to these things for 11 years, but I remember it was probably 6 years ago. Um, I remember sitting there listening to, and at that point in time, I was writing about $20,000 worth of business every month. And I remember sitting there listening to a panel where Sean was interviewing people who were writing between 30 and 40,000 a month. And, I'm sitting there and I'm like, what are these people? I'm thinking that it's something big that they're doing differently than what I'm doing. Right. Where's the gold nugget? Right. What is it? They're saying something a different way, whatever. And I remember he was asking them what their schedule was every single week, their run schedule and how many appointments they ran per week or whatever. And dude, it seems so simple, but it was like the light bulb just went off for me. It's like, these people are not doing anything different than what I'm doing, other than they're running like one extra appointment per day in the field. Or, they might be running one more day a month in the field or whatever. And so I come back after that convention and just change that one little thing. Like when I thought I had my day booked dialing, I would keep dialing. I'd book one more appointment, right? And that next month, I paid like $35,000, and it was way more than I had ever issued before. And I realized, and it's something, dude, that if I wouldn't have been there, I would have missed out on. And I understood how easy it was to add an extra 10 or 15 grand worth of production every month just from being there. And you have the opportunity, dude. And I know you've been able to network with people and build relationships with other people because you've met people. Like when you meet people face to face, now you have other people you can reach out to and talk to and ask questions of and learn from, and things like that. And that's a huge part of it too. I mean, does that make sense? Like, yeah, I'm sure you've built plenty of relationships, like in the downtime when we're not having the training at convention.
Right.
To me, that's some of the most important time, to be able to talk to people and
Yeah.
ask specific questions of them and stuff, right?
Yeah. And then, you can use that down the road to your advantage. You have people in your corner that, they like you, they got to know you a little bit. So when you need help, they're going to be a little bit more open to answering phone calls and exchanging numbers. And I don't know, it just really comes down to, are you willing to invest? Like you said, it costs a little bit to fly down there and get a hotel, but and that's going to hold people back. But It's no different than leads. If I came to you on a Monday with $1,000, you're gonna give me $5,000 back on Friday, would you do it? Same thing with convention. If you gotta pay $300-400 for a flight, $1,000 for a hotel to take your income from 50 grand a year to 150, 200, 250. Like let's go. Let's do it.
It's an easy decision. It is.
Could be.
And the thing is we got to make sure that everybody's getting those things locked down now. You know, their hotels. And look, if you're in a spot where money's tight or whatever, try and find somebody that you can room with to split the cost. You know, things like that. But we got to get hotels. We got to get plane flights, all that booked now. You know, to be able to plan and make it a priority. Geez, boring you, huh? You yawning on me? But we got to make it a priority now, because you know, the more time that goes by, and look, there's going to be so many great people there training that are making 7 figures in the same space that a brand new agent is in, right? Like they're going to be training, and the training is free. You don't have to pay anything for the training, you know, and so many people that are making 7 figures in this business that'll be training, giving you the tips, the secrets on how they've done it. I mean, you've got Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank will be there, you know, talking from I'm sure from a business perspective, an entrepreneur perspective. Dave Anderson, it comes to these things he's been with us for, you know, 4 or 5 years, unbelievable sales trainer. You know, I know, and make sure, I do want to say this too, we got to make sure that people get there on Wednesday, Wednesday the 2nd, because it will get cranking on Thursday. How many questions, Evan, I know you get it all the time, bro. You get new agents asking you, hey, what's the difference in this type of lead and that type of lead? And how do I go about getting leads? And, you know, like lead questions, you get that all the time, right? From agents, right?
The lead training, is that on Wednesday or is that right Thursday?
That's on Thursday morning. Normally it starts, they haven't gotten the full schedule out, but I'm assuming it'll be like it has been every other year. The lead training seminar will go for about 2 hours Thursday morning, first thing, probably start about 9 o'clock Thursday morning. And then after that on Thursday is the annuity seminar typically. Okay. So it's like advanced market sales. You know, who would not want to sell an extra annuity a quarter and all of a sudden bump their income 40 or 50 grand just because of a 2 or 3 hour annuity seminar from Sean Ruggiero? I mean, maybe you'll actually sell an annuity this year, bro.
I saw that comment.
You knew that was coming, right?
You know it's coming.
But it's like there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on that agents can learn from on that Thursday, and then the general session will start on Friday, and then we'll do general session Saturday, and then we'll have awards and recognition Saturday nights, where there will be a bunch of money given away, a bunch of awards given away, a bunch of recognition. And I will just say this, one of the biggest things, dude, that drives me nuts is I see sometimes agents, they see the opportunity to save a night's hotel room. And so they leave after the general session on Saturday and they don't stay for the awards and recognition because they're not getting anything, right? I see it every year and it drives me up a wall. I don't understand that thought process. Because the way that I've always thought was, hey, I want to see, again, just the real nature of it. I mean, there's going to be over 100 grand, I'm sure, given out in cash that night. You know, and I know you're going to be getting some of it. And like, I always wanted to see who was getting recognized. Again, it made it more real for me, but it also gave me that from the competitive standpoint, you know, it drove me, it pushed me. And, you know, that is a celebration. That Saturday night's a celebration of what we do and the people who have done it at the highest level in 2021. And, I think it can be fuel for your fire, to be there, enjoy it, celebrate with everybody else, and push yourself to be up on that stage next year as a Hall of Fame member, getting all this additional cash, things like that. But I don't know. It's we got to change the way. We got to make sure we're thinking the correct way, Evan, and we got to make sure our agents are thinking the right way. Because sometimes they think about the cost that it's going to be for them to get down there, and you touched on it earlier. The real thing that they need to be thinking about is how much will they be costing themselves by not going. You know, that's the real thing. Let me ask you this real quick, and then we'll wrap up. What if you've got somebody that maybe is tight on money or whatever, and they're kind of on the fence trying to decide, should I go, should I not go? Like, how would you help them? What would you say to them? I know we've talked about, yeah, you're going to be costing yourself money if you don't go, but what sort of plan of action should they put in place over the next 3 to 4 weeks to make sure that they don't have those money issues at that point in time, and they've basically paid for their trip down there? Like, how would you talk to them?
Let's go to work right now and make the money before then. I mean, we have the ability to make literally $5,000 in a day in commission. And I can promise you that's plenty to pay. I mean, the convention's free. It's just a matter of getting there and staying somewhere. So let's put in extra work now so that we don't have to think twice about being able to afford it.
Yeah, it's always that simple. Just
Yeah.
go to work. Just go to work. But this is important, and that's why I wanted to have this call. Dude, I'm looking forward to this year. Obviously, I look forward to it every year. It's always great to get everybody together. Again, face to face, meet people. But I'm looking forward to this year in particular because I've seen how much your business has changed over the last 2 years since convention. I know how much Kiefer's business has changed since convention last year, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys get some of the recognition that you deserve. I'm looking forward to seeing all the excitement in your agents, that are going to be there for the first time. See their faces, see it become real, and see those light bulbs go off for them. Every single year, what I get out of it and what I look forward to changes. And there's going to be a lot of people in your group this year, especially that down there in Miami, in that stadium, that light bulb goes off, and you'll be able to see it, dude. And you'll know their business is changing forever today.
Convention breeds the next generation of top producers and top managers every single year.
It does every single year, So here's the thing. Make sure you go to fflconvention.com, get registered. But go ahead and get your flights now, get your hotels now, find people you're going to stay with. If you need to save some cost, let's get it taken care of now. If you're not sure how to handle your specific situation, if you want to talk about it, call me 770-331-7942. I'll help you. I'll help you figure it out, but let's focus. This is the number one thing. Anybody that's on this call right now, obviously we're always talking about production and selling and helping families and building a business, all that sort of stuff. But this is by far the number one priority for every single person on this call. Is what it should be is, I need to get my plane tickets. I need to get my hotel. I need to get that on my calendar. and block those days out. And I need to work extra now and extra on the backside to make sure my business is set up for success in 2022. So, dude, you got anything else you want to share about convention before we wrap up?
Just make it happen. I think, no, I mean, like, I was thinking all the time about how, if I get the chance to speak this year, it'd be really cool for me to kind of share how, if you're a new agent that's attending, at the end of the day, that was me literally 2 years ago. And from 2 years ago to where I'm at now, I've literally seen over $1 million gross income since then. So how badly do you want it? Because if you do, it's opportunities there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have no doubt you'll get that opportunity. And I remember a few years back too, just from one training session where a guy was talking about final expense appointments and how he works final expense leads. Just that one 10 to 15 minute training made me an extra probably $50,000 to $100,000 that following year, so let's get it on the calendar. Let's get it booked. I'm looking forward to it. I know it seems like we still got time, but the reality of it is it's coming quick. And I'm looking forward to getting a chance to meet all the men and women in the group that I haven't had a chance to meet, but also spend some time, introducing, some of our top producers, some of our top managers, introducing you guys to, some of the bigger managers in the country where you guys can learn from them and build from them and grow. It's just always a good time. It's a good time of celebration. And it never ceases to amaze me that the volume goes through the roof in March and April every single year. And it's because of the agents that made the decision to go to convention. And, it's how much you said, how much of a piece of the pie do you want? I know the volume's going through the roof in March and April. I mean, I've been in the business 11 years. I've seen it every single year. It's you got to ask yourself, how big of a piece of that pie do you want? Because it's going through the roof. And some people are going to make that decision to be a big part of that additional volume, and some won't. And the ones that won't just aren't giving themselves a fair shot, by the decisions they make. So, dude, I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you joining me, today. I appreciate what you do for the team. And I am seriously looking forward to this convention and seeing you and some of your agents start to get the recognition and just really set you guys up for success going into 2022. Okay, Bob?
It's gonna be a blast. Looking forward to it.
All right, buddy. Anybody that needs some help getting there, reach out to your manager, reach out to somebody. Let's talk about it. We'll see what we can do to figure things out. Find you somebody to stay with, whatever. Just reach out so we can make sure you get there and you take that opportunity. You don't miss out on that opportunity. Okay. We'll talk to you guys soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
Later.